You're about to watch an episode of Juicebox TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please subscribe, please hit the bell. All that stuff would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
How's it going? Yeah.
Oh, this is cool. Right. People who are watching who may not know, please introduce. Yeah, I can't speak now. Please introduce yourselves and what you do in the band Framatics. That would be lovely.
Hi, I'm Mads. I sing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's me. I bring the attitude as well.
Yeah. No,
Sass.
that's
It's always I'm Liam. I play bass, and I bring massive height to the band. That's about all I do.
I'm Zach, and I play the electric guitar.
And you bring the tash.
I bring the tash, and I bring the noise and the nonsense.
And I'm Adam, and I play drums, and they can tell you what else I bring. I'm not sure.
He brings really sick drumstick tricks.
Yes.
There you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Twizzle.
Yeah.
And you can balance a ladder on his nose.
Nice. You were prepared for that bit.
Yeah.
He had it there.
Yeah.
I respect that. I'm not judging you. That's good. I
He's got a trusty barrel available in all good stores.
I haven't
You're back at primary school. Yeah, that's like school pens. That love it.
Brought me back. And you having a pint? Mate, you've set this up. That's beautiful, man. Your last gig with us at Juicebox was late 2019, I think, which feels a lot further away than usual these days. Yeah. How has it been for you guys, releasing music and doing these things from lockdown with no actual gigs? Are you used to that yet? Or are you still longing for that? Or you just managed to put that on the freezer and just ignore all that for now? Well,
yeah, it's difficult because, we've obviously had to adapt. Yeah. And I was seeing before that it's made us kind of get a little bit better at social media and channel things online. So we've been able to make up for some things and do some things that maybe we wouldn't have focused on had we had loads of in-person gigs. So doing covers, posting more videos on our socials and things like that. But yeah, we definitely missed the real life. Obviously, we missed the online gigging. No, we missed the real life stuff. You can't really replace it.
No, you can't.
Take it away, Zach.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think every point you said there is a bit of everything, really. Like, you miss it, kind of put it on the burner, kind of do some of this, kind of try that. I feel like we've just kind of, with the plan of the release, worked out how to play this COVID minefield of music now. Yeah. Like you say, getting better on social and getting out the covers and stuff. But God, yeah, it's just strange. Yeah, longing for a gig, real bad.
Yeah, it's weird for me because obviously I've been doing this show for a hot minute, and it's not that it gets boring to ask, but I literally realised while writing the questions out for this, I was like, hang on, I've been asking this question for nearly a year.
Yeah.
Oh, do you miss gigs? Yeah, of course we do. What do you mean? We all do. And it's it's not. They said it's a bit of a minefield. I think that's a great analogy of it. But regardless of that, we still have music to a degree. You just released a new single. Here's the segue. Bang, bang. Please chat to me about it because, like I said to you before we went on, I love it. It's like a mix of Queens of the Stone Age and LaRue. That's why I hear it. It's just this proper... I dig it. It's just the vibes I want. I was such an 80s rehash fiend in the first lockdown, Dua Lipa, Weekend, all of that. I was all over it. And this is just bringing that back for me. So please chat to me about that.
So in terms of the song... It's a funny one. We've always played it live. We formed sort of late 2018, early 2019, really, and it was one of these demos that I think Zach and I and Adam had sort of had in the pipeline before this band sort of came about. We were in a period between bands, and we were coming up with stuff. So we've always it was one of the earliest songs to go into the set, and it stayed in the set. And I think it was probably about this time last year that we sort of started to think maybe that could be the next single. We just sort of released Look in Your Eye, I think January last year. And it just sort of seemed like the song, because it was such a staple, that we should work on and try and get it in there. And, initially it was just guitar, bass, drums. There was no vocal melody or idea. And I think then Mads sort of heard it and put her spin on the whole thing, and then like all the lyrics came in, and it just sort of like became this theme. And then it was just like, you know, we wanted to record it over lockdown when we could, sort of like between them, meeting up one by one and just trying to crack on with it. And then I think from the off we wanted to put more synths on it, so that's probably where you're getting that kind of that 80s vibe is sort of coming in quite nicely. But it sort of doesn't overpower the song. It's still very much like that rock wall of sound, guitar, bass, drums, but they're just like glistening like accents. It's nice. It was fun to try and put that into the song without like completely spinning our sound out to something that we weren't familiar with. And I think that's what happened. Like recording it was a blast. Like given the situation where we couldn't move, we couldn't actually meet in, you know, all together, but it was nice to try and make it work and actually focus on trying to get something recorded. Because I think sort of like this time last year, or, you know, when the lockdown happened, it was sort of like very much like I hate to say it, but like a give up mindset. It was like, we can't gig, there's no point releasing anything because how are we going to promote it? And it was like, it was a tough year for us as a band because we didn't really know, like so many other people, like where to go. Like if you're a big, like, you know, label supported band, I think you were okay. You could probably lock yourself in a studio and record an album, but like that wasn't an option. So tough times, but it was so nice to get this out and crack on with a new release.
I think it took a while to do, but I think that made it better. I think we really focused in on each element of the song because we could purely just meet maybe 2 or 3 of us at a push to do each element of the song, and it had the demo and we just re-recorded every moment to it and then jigged around structures. I think because we had the benefit of doing it ourselves at home, let's say, I mean, we've got a little sort of studio shed kind of thing in Liam's parents' back garden, which is it's got enough room. We can throw the amps up in it and turn them up real loud, and it doesn't bother too many people. So it was nice to not have that time constraint of a studio, and being all together is a downfall. But then we were able to spend like a solid day just working on guitars, and then a solid day working on the drum sounds and recording it in quite an unconventional way. We had to do it because we didn't have a full kit and enough mics in a room big enough. So we had to sort of do a bit of mismatch. And, you know, there's funny pictures of Adam sat down with just cymbals.
And take my shoes off and stuff.
Yeah, take his shoes off because he was tapping.
So you don't hear my foot tapping.
Smacking his leg.
Program in the rest, and then sort of take samples from other recordings where we got live samples from other ones we've done, and sort of we built a drum kit. And it kind of like, it took a lot of work, but I think in the end we came out with I think arguably our best sounding song yet in terms of production and quality, and then probably best song so far in terms of the song as well, because, you know, it is, excuse the pun, it's a banger. So banger. It just is, like, it's real catchy. And I think you touched on that with that. I think we listened to a lot of that 80s resurgent pop stuff, trying to make it, I don't want to use these tainted words, I've heard it, that commercial poppy attitude to it, where like Liam says underneath it still is that rock track. It's still that wall of sound. There's still like 8 guitars just basically playing the same thing, just you know, bombarding your ears. But then on the top of that, some nice little like la-di-da synth stuff that makes you go, "Ooh, that's quite nice." So like,
Zach will be playing your guitars live when she's
just on the track now. I don't have to try.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's finally out there because it's always been a favourite.
Yeah,
from the beginning. So it's good of ours. I mean, so it's nice to kind of be in a position to finally have other people listening to it.
Yeah.
As we fully intend it to be heard as well. So we're pretty excited about it.
I mean, I would say, like, definitely, despite all the madness, I mean, that sounds like the most, like I said, unconventional way. I take it you're not going to do like that ever again.
No.
I'm not going to go that far. Like,
it's the same, like, it's pretty much what I would have played if I had played it live, because it's all the hi-hats and the cymbals and everything. And like, I think there's there's maybe 1 or 2 fills on it that I don't think I've ever actually played on a kit.
Right.
Which is like, maybe people will be like, "Oh, that's like, yeah, it's not great," but I don't care. I still came up with the fills and put them into the song, so it's not as if we've just like gone onto Logic and gone, there's a great drum fill.
Yeah.
I think the funniest bits is when you're playing like the chorus beat, and you can just watch your little feet go, and then your hand on your leg, like you can't actually play the rest of them. You're really concentrating, but you just really want to hit everything that's visible. And it was such a strange day, because it was like, it'll work, we'll do it. And it felt like we took a couple of hours till we got into it. We're like, okay, no, this actually does sound good. This actually does work. This is working. We're at the point where we were worried we're not going to be able to do this. And we were thinking we're not going to get a song already or have anything to do. And then 2020 is just going to be a write-off. And we were like, we got to that point where we were happy to sort of twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the rest of the world to do something, then copying whatever the trend is, and then doing a cover and then doing that and doing that. I was like, no, let's get something out, it was great fun to just get back on the bandwagon of planning a release and thinking like, and contact all these people and try and get reviews and interviews and radio plays, and then like plugging it everywhere and sending it to all your friends and your nan on Facebook, just like throwing messages out there, just like, everybody please listen to it, it's been so long, please enjoy it and tell me it's great.
I wouldn't say it's a fear, and obviously people are like, oh, you should do art for yourself, and you should, but also like you want to know if people like it. You do. You really do. Like there's something you can't deny, that it's like, it's not all about just like your own personal gain. It's like, you got to know. No.
Yeah, I totally get you. I actually had a conversation like this yesterday with my friend. I was talking about like why we do the things that we do, and like it's primarily for me to enjoy myself for starters, but to entertain people. And like get people having a good time and having fun, and to make things that you like and that you think other people will like too.
100%.
That's always been why I enjoy making music. But I guess it's different for everyone. But yeah, you definitely care about like what other people think about your music, and you want people to like it, or else you wouldn't release it. You're
a human being. You're gonna have insecurities about everything. There's only so far you can go. Oh, I don't care. You do care. You're lying to yourself. Yeah. Something's wrong if you're not scared.
Absolutely.
I think on that as well, like when we think about songwriting and that kind of thing, you were saying you're interested in like that approach for us. I think to a degree, and like I think Adam actually brings quite a lot of this, is like when we're rehearsing and coming up with a song, and we're trying to formulate it for a live set, that live set element is like massive. It's like, well, I think that kind of feedback on like, you do want to hear that something's good, and you want other people to feel good other than yourself when you're doing it. It's like when you're writing a song, I think we do consider like, oh, what's the crowd going to do in this moment? Like, and I think Bang Bang is one of those songs, like you come out that chorus and you've got that nice like buildy bridge section, and I think Adam brings a lot of like, because he's been to so many bloody gigs, he's been to about 3 billion, and he's seen loads of stuff, and he does bring loads of like, right, what about this bit? I don't think people are going to react in the way that we expect them to at this point in the song, and so a lot of consideration for that, I think.
Yeah, and we like to think a lot about the live shows, don't we? We like to think like the emphasis of sections and moments, and thinking like, this bit's going to go off and everyone's going to jump up and down or whatever, and you think this is great, and that's back to that whole thing, like you want people to enjoy it. You're always thinking about pleasing over people in a way, and being like, they're going to love this bit, and we'll do this and we'll do that, and we'll just get really into it. And it's like when you come off stage and you get people coming to you and go, oh, I love that bit, or I love that solo, I love that drum fill and whatever, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's like, like, that was good.
Yeah, like
that's why I'm missing that at the moment. Like, so God.
It's supply and demand. You want people to dance, man. Like I was chatting to Ernie from Bison Face about this some time ago. He's like, he writes primarily like hard grunge songs, but he was like, I just wrote a pop song and I love it, because who doesn't want to sing along? Like, give people a chance to sort of limber up. And I guess like, how do you see? So I'm assuming there's new content on the line too in the future. These songs translating live, even if you already played them. Like, do you want to bring in more of a story element? How do you think this really will adapt over time, especially since it seems like we're not going to have proper gigs for a hot minute? Where would you see this going from here on out?
It's a big question.
It's also really wordy as well. Sorry about that.
Or Liam will answer it. Liam always has the answers.
He always has the answers.
He's the articulate one.
I would say that, like, to be fair, we don't really know. Like, it's easy. It would be easy to say that, like, the answer would be, say, we would just like start live streaming gigs and like doing that kind of thing and like pleasing that void. But again, that's like not entirely possible. But in terms of like, you know, if we were gigging now into like, and what kind of thing we would be bringing to a live show, I think that's probably for us to actually almost have like a new discussion, because it's been like, well, it would probably have been like 2 years since we last actually did a gig, and like we'd probably have
1 year.
It was 1 year.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
Oh my God.
Felt like 2.
You'll probably be 2 by the time we actually get to.
Yeah, like when it's like, yeah, exactly. When we're actually all in a room, who knows? Could be sooner, but you know, like before it was, you know, very much just like an alt rock gig, as it would be. You know, we had our set and we were tight and we would play it through. But you know, depending on what new material we end up, you know, working on in this sort of time period, it might be a very different sort of like live set. Like, who knows? Again, it's up for us to discuss. But we've seen all sorts of stuff. You know, things that sort of verge on almost more of like theatrical whilst being a set, stuff that's much more, you know, like get a lot of bands, especially at the Horn, that will like engage a lot with the crowd, which I quite like. And then you'll have those ones that sort of they almost create a wall, but it's like immersive at the same time. It's kind of like,
yeah.
And I kind of like that vibe sometimes, as opposed to like,
yeah, both is a good level.
Yeah, and I think it's that kind of thing.
A lot of those clever filler bits and track that sort of merges songs in between, and it becomes like a show rather than just a gig. And you're watching people bang out a song and then stand at a mic and go, "Oh yeah, thanks for listening." Yeah, or the next one. Like you just sometimes you want to have all this amazing fancy nonsense and do loads of clever things and link everything up and have everyone like encapsulated in watching you. And you know, I think like we'd like hope we'll get back into the studio like when we can and go back to a studio and record like even like an EP or something maybe, and then we'll take 3 songs we've got and then they'll turn into something new. And you never know, it might change.
Yeah,
it might change our not our sound but like our direction, and we might vibe down a different route for a bit, and that might change the entire way we go about a set. We might even rework old songs and make them slightly different. Like Liam says, we've sort of got a solid set and we've been playing it. It's very old rocky and it's just sort of like bang, 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 songs out, play it. Everyone's like, wow, everything goes at 130 BPM. And then you sort of go, oh, okay, maybe we've got a couple slow songs in our, we've got a couple of these things. Let's try and show, like make a set that goes up and down. I don't know, like I think by the time we get back to gigging, we've probably had a, you know, good amount of time to think about it and rehearse and practice loads of cool new things. I think we might come back, you know, with a whole different vibe, which I think could be quite fun.
I'm definitely excited to play some of the stuff that we've got waiting.
Yeah, definitely.
And to like reinvigorate the set, if that makes sense. Because as we've been playing a very similar set for a long time, and we have so much material just sitting there. So I think that like, when it comes to gigging again, it's going to be about getting all this other stuff that we really like. That's just kind of sitting around waiting to get played and heard.
It's a testament to like how solid you are as a band. Because you said Bang Bang was one of your first songs, right? When you first started writing.
Yeah, we started writing it like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and you still like it. That's rare.
Like,
it's good to know.
I think it was a case of, because like we did spend a lot of time on those early songs. Like us as a band, we as Matt said, we are sitting on like there's quite a lot of demos that we'd like to crack on and like, you know, reinvigorate and get into the live set. But I feel like as a band, probably we can all agree, we never really like churned through songs. It wasn't like a case of like, let's write, and then it was like, now let's cut 3 and keep the one. It was like we spent so much time on each one that we all had to be happy with it by the time it was finished, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we learned from previous bands. Like me, Zach and Adam, at least, you know, we in our last band, it was very much a case of like bish bash bosh writing, and then by the time you'd sort of been 6 months down the line, your set was completely different to what you were playing 6 months before. And I think that was something we didn't almost want this time. We wanted it to be like, let's get songs that we can keep playing if we need to, and we're happy to keep doing them, and then, you know, hopefully then we can record them and release them at some point.
You songs, don't you? Sometimes you just do them, you play them for a couple of gigs, then you write a new one, so you replace it, and then the song just gets lost. You know, we've worked really hard on making all these songs really, really good. So we want to keep playing them, then we want to record them, and then we make them even better when we record them, and then, you know, people hear them again and go, oh, I haven't heard this, and I'm like, yeah, you've been hearing it for months, we've been playing it, it's just turned into something even cooler. You know, like Bang Bang's well different now than it was to what you're playing it, and it'll be really exciting once we get to play it again the way it is now.
Exactly.
A whole different meaning now. So it'll be quite
Also, the different way of writing, like in bands that we've been in before, it's been get in the room and like there's a riff and then sort of it goes from there. But this has all been sort of, there's demos written on a computer, and then we come in and we go through the bits and work out what works and what doesn't. And then all the synthy parts and everything, we don't have a synth player or anybody doing that sort of stuff. So it's all sort of programmed in, and we have to work out what works like in the live setting. So it's good to get something different instead of just 4 people in a room just playing instruments.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I like that about the way we worked on songs early doors, because like we went through a load of demos, like me and Liam over the summer, like when we started this, and then we got Adam involved, and then we sort of had all these songs that we were like, oh, these sound really sick without any vocals. Now we need to find a singer. You find a singer, and then like Mads comes in and then gives us these vocals, and we're like, oh wow, sick. These take the song in another direction.
Yeah.
Add all these new melody lines, and we add in all this extra stuff, and it's been such a good way to grow songs. Like I've enjoyed it much more than the old school classic stand in a room and just make loads of rapid phrases and rock out and do that way. I think we've developed songs in such a different way now that I think we've got a good sort of template mold of where we work and work on stuff, and ideas flow in such a different way. It's quite exciting. Yeah, I'm excited for new stuff now. I think now we've got this out, I just want to get back out there and record some more songs and release some more music. You know, just be like, you can have some more. But I'll have to wait until we can get back into a studio, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like you can just hear it. Like you all care so much, and it's so like nice. Not to say people don't care, but it's just like when I listen to it, it's just so clear and concise, and there's so many ideas, and it's beautiful, and you're doing what you want, and it's translating so well, and it's just like this is a good band. Like that's what I hear, and like I kick myself thinking that I haven't seen you guys live yet. But I will one day. I so will. I'm sorry. Look. I'm still greenhorn at heart. Like I don't know what's going on half the time. But real quick before I wrap onto the last question, can we chat about the artwork real quick? What's going on?
All right. Okay.
You put the shocky, that better shot. You put the shock's face. That better shot. I'm going to edit that in. Just mate. Now I just feel bad. Might just walk around for the rest of this and like we'll talk amongst yourselves for an hour. Thanks, Mads. Jesus. Down me.
No. So for the art, it's obviously something we always like to do ourselves. And obviously, Matt and Sarah who are in Vila, and I've done like some press shots for them for their project. And
was that you?
Yeah, so I did the press shots for their whole thing, which was really cool, good fun. So it was nice to help them out. And when we had a little chat together, a band chat, and decided what the cover was going to be, we were like, what do we want this to be? What's the song representing? And
we're going to burn our mates.
Yeah, because it's kind of like it's not a breakup song, so to speak. It's kind of like a leave me alone song. I don't know if that's a genre, but the song is very much like, I don't like you anymore. Okay. Yeah. Stop talking to me.
And not that Matt and Sarah have that kind of relationship at all.
No. True, but we were like, what would you do if you were like, you had a relationship with someone and it was totally over and you're just like, please leave me alone. Maybe you would burn some pictures of you together to like vent. So we thought this idea of the picture of a couple with the photograph being burned was like a cool image to have on the front cover. It just so happened that we had some pictures of a couple and we decided to burn their heads off. Nothing personal, guys.
Good. The best bit was when we didn't discuss this to Matt and Sarah at all, and I was like, oh yeah, guys, I've used your artwork. Yes. And I showed Sarah, and Sarah was like, that is effing hilarious, like that is gold. Nice. You need to show Matt this, and it was just brilliant. And then from then we were just like, it's levels.
Yeah. It was just quite funny because we thought, oh well, we'll just get Getty image picture of some couple, and we're like, nah, that's boring. We were like, oh, use a picture of one of our own relationships, and we were like, nah, that's too
too much
Matrix.
Yeah.
We were like, then Liam was just like, well, I've just done these press shots. I was like, good. I said, do you want to ask Matt and Sarah? And you're just like, oh, I took the photo. It's my photo. It's fine. We'll just burn them. We thought no one would really notice, and then we posted the thing, and then obviously people were commenting straight away that know Matt and Sarah and know us, and they were just.
I noticed that.
Oh, you're starting some fan feud. It was like, no.
Well, yeah. If anyone else asks, then it is a band feud because that's more rock and roll. And it's that's the vibe that we're going for. Yeah. So just edit all the other stuff out. We hate Vila. It's a band feud.
We're gonna take them on in the polls. We're gonna have them. Zero meters, they're Blur.
No, we're Blur. We're Blur. All right.
Nah, you want to be like Pulp. You want to be on your own different plane.
That's true. Sneak around the outside.
Is there a local artist or a venue you want to shout out? And also at the end, just where can we find you and check you out all on social medias and all that jazz? Go on then.
There's loads of people that we did gigs with who we had.
We could really start the band for you. We could call them out right now. You know, like just
we could call out Vila.
Throw down the gauntlet. No,
they're on next week actually.
Well, Vila, of course. Yeah, exactly.
That would have been brilliant. Sort it out.
Imagine. Yeah.
I don't know. Once we get back to things, it'd be nice to get back up to the Horn, obviously, and play up there. And we've always had a good time up there with loads of great bands and supported loads of great bands throughout this project and other projects. So it's always a great place to come and play.
And like London and stuff, venues that we've loved have been like Old Blue Last. That was wicked. We had a great gig there.
We did a great gig there with Lucid Hound, who were made up of a bunch of guys that I knew from high school. So definitely everyone check them out too, because we had a really, really good time with them.
Yeah, that was a quality gig actually. Great night. And I think Camden Assembly as well. Like it's just such a shame. Yeah. It's such a weird time for venues. Like it does feel crap that there's not really much people can do to support them other than support all the music venue trust stuff that's going on at the moment. So yeah, hopefully you can come and see us at the Horn.
Yeah.
At some point soon, mate.
Look, I want to see you guys. I want to play with you guys once my band gets rolling. It will be awesome. Like,
yeah, nice. Yeah,
man. I can't wait. I try not to think about it because I get myself too excited. I do put it way in the back of my mind because I just can't afford to. But also, I'm just like, I want to do this now, please.
Yeah.
And jitters and shit. Like I get that all the time. But yeah, if you guys have anything else to say at all, feel free to.
Stream bang bang.
Let's do it. Say it.
It's a 50 times in a day. Everyone
I'll be linking it down below and all that jazz, so don't worry about it. I'll have you there. And social medias, is it Framatics Band on Instagram, or is it?
On Instagram, it's just Framatics.
Right.
Yeah.
We managed to get that one. Everything else is Framatics Band.
Yeah. We're on YouTube. Check us out there. Got some cool covers out, They're always worth a listen.
Yeah, exactly.
You
never know what you might find.
There's some nice acoustic stuff out there, Maybe listening on a Sunday if you don't.
Yeah, there's actually an acoustic version of Bang Bang out.
Nice.
Yeah.
After you've streamed it 50 times and your ears hurt, you go listen to the acoustic one 50 times more, and
then you're ready.
You remember how much
sick of the song?
No, that would never happen. That's the thing. That's why.
Who are you burning on the cover of the acoustic artwork?
Ooh, we should do a poll. We should have an Instagram poll. Who should we burn?
Can you me? I'll post it right now.
Do you want to get burned? We'll burn you. We'll get it done. No worries.
Screen grab this.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to stop because I'm talking too much. Where's Framatics from? Is that a pun on the band Chromatics or is it something else?
This is a very complicated answer.
Awesome. That's the end of it.
All right. I'll try and make as much sense as possible.
Cool.
When we were coming up with names, one example that came up was Framatics, which is the name of a crater on the moon. We didn't know that just as trivia. We were on the Wikipedia page, craters on the moon.
I thought you'd say you're on the moon then.
Yeah, we were just there.
tomorrow.
That time I went to the moon, I found the crater.
So that was one idea, but we thought it didn't sound punchy enough. So we were just messing around with the sounds in Framaro, and we came up with Framatics. Nice. But after a quick Google, we did find out that Framatic means effing dramatic. I know I'm not allowed to swear, so I'm censoring myself. But we've happily adopted that as the true meaning of Framatic. Frickin' dramatic.
Good synergy with setting people on fire there as well. So
yeah, we're just
I
mean, yeah, exactly. We do set people on fire. So
probably didn't need to, but we are overly dramatic. So
it's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
That's the explanation.
It's totally random.
Yeah.
Effing dramatics. Thank you so much for today. I do appreciate it. Do you want to say string bang bang one more time for safety?
Everybody all together at once.
Oh, yeah,
what are we saying? What are we saying?
It's going to be beautiful. Okay, if I count you in, it's going to be so delayed and but it's going to be...
Yeah, we'll do it.
So bad, but we have to do it now. Okay, right. 3, 2, 1.
Stream bang bang.
Oh my God. Stop that. No, I'm ending it. Get out. Thank you very much once again for Framatics for coming on board tonight. And also thank you very much for watching. Next week we have Ben from Vandalism Begins at Home On, and we talk about a whole bunch of stuff, so please check that out. Also, we have an announcement to make next week, so I suggest tuning in for that. But until next time, please hit the bell, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Take care.